At long last, they come home. You don't make that same mistake. You don't make that same mistake. You don't make that 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 mistake. But you're wrong, you know. You're really wrong. You picked right up on it. What do I gotta do to get inside and the outside? Get outside. I don't wanna see it again. One more failure like Jim. Love. Where is love? The love of a vibe. So strong. So long. Separation. Not from him on high. Oh yeah. I'm coming in for a landing. It was just info. It wasn't true. But you snapped it up. You went with it. A lie on it all. A lie of a lie. Oh, ye of little faith. You've been fooled again. You've been fooled again. Greetings in the name of the Most High. Zeph Daniel here, the Zeph Report. I don't know who this is going to be for exactly, but maybe some of you have been, are feeling a bit alienated from the world because you have the accurate take on the Charlie Kirk psyop, and and the world is just going to go, they're just going to go 911, and they're just going to basically be like cattle. And I was saying to somebody that, TPUSA, the Turning Point, getting huge amounts of people. Rockers are coming over from being left wing to right wing, and one flag. We got to stop the violence, and and then you have the orchestrator Trump underneath it all, who's going for a global peace plan and a golden age of prosperity. But lurking in the background, and those who fund TPUSA are the same people that want everyone vaccinated and want the new world order where you'll eat bugs and have nothing and be happy. And these are the sort of billionaires and even trillionaires behind that are on the board. I don't know. Did you guys ever check the board of TPUSA? I don't have the list right in front of me right now, but I mean, I saw enough. I saw the list, and it was just like, I don't see how they could let those people on the list. I mean, it looked to me like what TPUSA is about is gathering people and gathering, money, power, and then, really what people were afraid of who did not believe in Jesus or didn't believe in religion in general were afraid of some kind of theocracy. And that's exactly what I think TPUSA is, but it's a theocracy ruled by, Satanists who happen to be involved financially. Then you also had Charlie, take money from, certain Israeli sources and others, but then, have a change of feelings or heart and not deliver on certain things he said he would do. And some people think that's a motive for his murder. And then you have, of course, the murder scene itself, which is basically like a lot of people that have stage directions they have to follow. The minute the bullet hits, they all have to go do all these little tasks around the table. And that's not the way assassinations work. Even at one point, Charlie's hand stretches up above frame. He's supposed to be, he should be dead on the floor. That's it. I mean, that amount of blood would be an instant knockout, if not completely dead, right away. Depending on his heart. And I think when his hand went up, it was very steady, and you could see that. So here's what we know, okay? And this is what thinking people, honest people, normal people should be. Look, it's not my fault if America acts like cattle. Then they need to be treated like cattle, which they are being treated right now. They're also being laughed at for this entire fiasco. I don't, consider it necessarily funny. I think it's, when lives are lost, it's very dangerous, but that's how they are. When basically they're Satanists, and then who did it? Satanists. And they, they did make Charlie into a martyr, but here's what we do know. We know that there was no autopsy. We know that around the table, okay, where Charlie fell and where they were going to lift him up, there was blood in a certain area, but then the whole thing should have been soaked with blood. There was no blood. We saw that his arm moved after he should have been dead on the spot, or at least incapacitated. He shouldn't be moving. He should be out, at the very least in a coma. Next, there's no gurney with blood on it, leading to the hospital. There was a signing of a declaration of death, by the doctor who had not really seen or done an assessment on the pain. In fact, no one had. There's been no autopsy. There is no 30-06 round that hit Charlie's neck, and so whatever was fired was not fired from a 30-06 weapon or rifle. So we know that for a fact. So it had to be either another shooter, or if you take my theory, and this is just a theory, I just believe it had something to do with the something like a mic was rigged, or something like what the Israelis did to the Palestinians when they rigged the pagers to be little explosives. They all blew up. And they killed all these people. They have those, that ability. The sound of the gunfire close to the stage sounded like a speaker. Did not sound like authentic gunfire from somewhere, even reverberating around the buildings. It sounded more like a speaker. It sounded much closer than the reverb or ricochet sound around the buildings. I understand that Charlie was removed, but they were carrying him. And, it's quite possible that he got into an SUV. And again, this is not, I can't, prove this right now with footage, but all the rest of the footage I've already seen. Like, for example, I can tell you that a 30-06 bullet would go right through his neck. If you got hit in the neck, there'd be an exit wound out the neck, period. It's a big, powerful bullet. It'll bring down a moose. Okay? I think Charles his bones are probably weaker than a moose's bones. All right? It's almost laughable, isn't it? It's almost laughable that Fox News and CNN, all these Mockingbird outlets would put on that there's a single shooter, Tyler Robinson, shooting a 30-06, and mom and dad didn't know anything about it, and he shows up later at a fast food restaurant getting food as if nothing is going on, and then later on it's claimed that he had never set foot on the campus. So weirder and weirder. But what we do know is we don't know if he was killed or not, based on what evidence we've had, since he was not killed with a 30-06 bullet or a gun, and we can rule that out. So we don't know if he was hit with a bullet or not, because they whisked the body out of there before they could really clean up the crime scene. And they put a single shooter on it, and everyone, including the bizarre and strange Erica Cook, one of the sort of grabastic, just like, I would just think if I saw her in real life, I would just call her an opportunist, or a gold digger, or a honeypot, of some sort. Just and the idea of inheriting all this power of this organization with the top financiers and top companies in the world. Well, let me see if I can get they're covering all this up as we speak. Okay, so let's see if we can get some of these. Anyway, so some very powerful media. I'm not really finding it in the wiki. There was a sheet, like I said, of some of the these are the board members. Founded in 2012 by Charlie Kirk and Bill Montgomery. The affiliate groups include Turning Point Endowment, Turning Point Action, and TPUSA Faith. TPUSA is described as the fastest growing organization of campus chapters in America. And according to the Chronicle of Higher Education, it is the dominant force in campus conservatism. And I would say that it's also, taking over, social media as well. Let's see, backers. Let's see if we can. Okay, so some of the people giving donations here. Well, there's a whole long list. I guess what I can say is go through it for yourselves. Find out what it's saying. Some of the companies I saw in there were very powerful global interests, corporate interests. The idea is, I mean, I know what they want to do. They want to grow it to be, this is the return of Jesus. Jesus takes over the world, and all will be okay. Peace will reign. The golden age will reign, and this is a part of that. And I believe the reason they had to get rid of Charlie, for me to speculate here, is because he was about to be killed anyway. They were targeting him, and they're going to target him. They picked up that chatter, so they had to come up with an elaborate plan to get him out of harm's way, should that happen. And it would not be beyond sense making. But to believe there's that lone gunman and that's the guy, and the report you heard was like right here, pop, pop, right here. Here's the stage. Here's the speaker, pop. And then a delay, and then you right? There's this kind of movement, like, okay, so so right there, we don't know what killed him. We don't know if he's dead or not. We don't know if he was taken up in that plane that went dead calm. Comms were dead for a certain time, and it went somewhere, then it returned with full comms. If he was flown out that way, the body was flown out, or whether the body was at the funeral, was it open casket, closed casket, I'm not sure, but you could easily have a mock-up, even open casket. But so it's got all the earmarks of a special operation, and it's useless for me to speculate much more about it than that. Although, in my mind, I kind of agree with Catherine Austin Fitz that it seems like they're accelerating their move toward this consolidated world order, and that's the one you don't want. That's your Great Reset, and that's your banking crisis. That's your World War III. That's your compliance, and that's your being regimented against your will. That's the end of your freedom. Ironically, Charlie's T-shirts all had freedom on them, but I think he did make some mistakes in taking some money. I do believe that there's problems that occurred there with money. I do believe that the sharks have moved in and taken over. I don't believe you're going to see any information on finances. I don't believe you're going to see any information on donors, since it was a donation outfit. I don't think you're going to see any information on who done it. I think they're very satisfied with what's his name, the guy, Tyler Robinson, and I don't think you're going to see much in the way of information that would raise your eyes to think, yeah, this was all part of a certain unfolding pattern, certain unfolding image. With that, I bid you shalom.
1, 2, 3, clear. 4, 5, 2, 1. Under your skin and into your soul. Once around the right, control. When you decide to play along. When you decide to play along. Under your skin and into your soul. Under your skin and into your soul. soul. Under your skin and into your soul.